Tyler, Cajun, Casey, what's up, dudes? What is up, dudes? There she is. Well, up to. Damn, dude. I'm about to drill this damn thing out. Westport Custom Lures, what's up? I'm gonna have to drill that out. It's got about 2 ounces of friggin' epoxy in there. Not cool, man. Not cool. It is literally embedded. Oh, we got YouTubers. I didn't even notice them. I was paying such close attention to the gram. Jeremy, what's up? Hella. Pickwick's being stingy for the Bass Nation tourney. Vince, what's up? Travis Stearman, glad they made it safely. But I got one of my old paint jobs in. It's held up pretty good. I remember the last head count I heard on it was I saw pictures of this bait when it was when it had 40 fish on it, and it still had all the paint on it. So I don't know what the head count on it is now, but it's got to be pretty high. It's got to be pretty high. Clean some of these little goobers off. But I typically don't like to paint baits with this much mojo, but why not? Bend this hook. Hanger back. Bend this one back. They've been rotated quite a few times. Jeremy, that's what I say. I don't typically like to paint them. I like to leave their rashiness, but can't see it. This one has been through the ringer. It's got some good. I mean, it's chewed through right there. The negotiator was a no-gotiator. This was a Texas bait. And like I said, I saw pictures of it when it had caught 40 fish, and it didn't have any paint knocked off of it. It had one little bit of rash around here. Wasn't that one of Vic's baits? So that is one he sent me that I might have to redo. Don't really want to, but the same dude, I painted one of his. He had a Hinkle shad that looked like it had caught 1,000 fish. Like, it was so destroyed. Like the fins, there was nothing left. The paint, there was nothing left. The body, there was barely anything left. And I was like, dude, don't make me paint this. Just throw it. Get a new one. He's like, nah, paint it. Come on, man. Come on, man. But he insisted that I paint it, and I did. I didn't want to. But I guess if they were more readily available, he could have just like replaced that one. But they're not. So, dude, this thing has got some damn. I don't know what it was clear coated in, but it turned yellow. I guess it was some sort of epoxy. I don't know. It was very yellow. Um, Here's number 2 that has it's nice and worn in, and unfortunately, I have to repaint it. But yeah, you see the epoxy or whatever they put on this thing really turned yellow. But this is this one's got all the weights exposed. And it looks like Kevin uses like RC weights. Is that what that is? Because they're rounded. It's like the cylinder weights they use in RC cars. And I know he just drops them in his mold. Pretty interesting technique. But so I'm trying to get what I can off of this thing. The problem with these baits with the scales is you can't sandblast them really, because you'll just blast all the resin out. You can't get all this epoxy, whatever it is. It acts like epoxy. It peels like an epoxy, and it yellows like an epoxy. So I don't know what this stuff is. Probably, I don't know. I don't even have a clue. But they're gonna get a fresh coat of paint. They're gonna get a fresh coat of paint. All right, enough of this. I'll be picking on this thing forever. But I do need to sand it. Where's a piece of 220? I need 220, bros. Still haven't bought me any boots. Yeah. Props to I don't think he would mind me saying his name, Dominic. If any of you follow the swimbait world, you will know Dominic Lozano out in Texas. He smashes them. These are his baits. Try to smooth out some of these boogers. But he throws his stuff. Like, really throws it. He fishes a lot. Does he yak fish rivers? No, he fishes. He fishes out of a skeeter, and then he's got some. You'll see him fish out of an aluminum boat some. He's got both, a glass boat and an aluminum. If you're talking about the dude I'm think you're talking about down in like San Antonio, I forget the name of their channel, but something brothers or something bros. They catch them. They do badass videos. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's some sort of epoxy. It's very thick. Did they kill all the bass off in Pickwick? Probably. They're probably tired of getting caught. What was the name of his channel? I forget. I'll send it to you, Josh. Because he had a badass video of the dude I'm talking about. I think he was throwing a hater, and there was a little concrete platform, and he threw it by that platform, and a big one came out there and ate that hater. But he gets some good stuff. Haven't seen anything lately, but I don't follow that closely. But it won't be hard for me to find. In fact, here's what I just found. So a guy messages me and he said, "Hey, I just bought this Riot crank." I said, "Okay." He said, "You painted it, but I have concerns that it's a fake." I said, "What are your concerns?" And he said, "It doesn't have the P on the tail." I said, "Well, I don't know that all of them, every Piz bait has a P on the tail." It's like, I feel like I've seen some that didn't. And he's like, I was like, let me look back in my picture log. So I went back through my camera roll and I found the guy's bait that he owns now, and I painted it in January of 2020. So I started looking, and I didn't have a picture of it beforehand, which was odd. So I asked him, I said, "Do you know who you got it from?" And he said, "Yeah." And he told me, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not the guy who sent it to me." So I went back, and here's how my detective work went. So I knew I painted the bait in January. I took the pictures on January 31st, 2020. And I typically send out invoices and ask for payment of baits when they're done. So I knew that one was January 31st, 2020. So I went back in my email and looked up PayPal payments from January 31st, 2020. And lo and behold, I had a paid invoice from the dude. I had I was very busy on January 31st in 2020, so I had to go through quite a few of them, which I didn't have to go through all of them because I knew who most of them were, and some of them said what the actual payment was for. But so I went through, saw the dude's name, and I was like, "That's it." So I looked. I knew he was on Facebook, so I went to Facebook Messenger, looked up his name. Lo and behold, scrolled up to the top, back to 2020. There's the picture he sent me of the bait before I painted it. So I sent it to that guy. I said, "Rest easy tonight, bro. Here's your bait." And it's got Paul's paint on it that I painted over. And he was like, "No P, huh? No P." I was like, "Unless somebody faked the bait and faked his paint, which I would, wouldn't be the hardest thing to do, but it would. You'd have to practice, or you'd have to find all his little exact stencils he uses, which would probably be a little bit difficult. Um, but so I guess he knows now that it's not a fakie. But South Jersey, what's up, bro? What's good? I was just talking about having to. I painted a Piz Riot crank, and I had a guy who acquired it that had questions of it being counterfeit, and we were able to prove that it indeed was not counterfeit by a little history. So let this be a lesson to all you painters out there. I need where is Brennan? Where is Fishing the Southeast? He needs to hear this. Brennan, if you watch this, keep good records. I learned it in the construction business. Uh, it's called CYA. Cover your ass. So if somebody sends you a bait, take a picture of it before, so you have the condition of it. Or if there's anything odd on the bait, like you see a crack on it, take a picture of the crack. And then if somebody tries to pull some funny business on you, uh, you can say, "Hey, bro, that shit was here," because I have photographs, and it just helps. Like I can't tell you how many times I've had to go back and look up like pictures of baits I painted, and like it's been very valuable to me to have a record of all the baits I've painted in picture form. Um, so it's a good practice to have. I've got probably 20,000 pictures on my phone, so it's I need to organize them. But yeah, yeah, they did. You could. There was one chip in the paint where you could see the black primer underneath it, and that's what I also told him. I said the black primer is a good indicator also of Paul's work on his own baits. I don't know that if there's a if he uses that same primer for repaints or not, but I'm thinking it's an epoxy primer because usually the paint comes off the primer. Whatever that primer is sticks. No, this is a BGC that I painted. These are Rich. I'm sanding a BGC 7-inch or 6-inch and a 9-inch, and then I'm on to other things here in a minute. Damn, I need a dust mask with stinky shit. Gross. Let's see here. We'll get in some of these groovies, and I'll show y'all. Rich, what's up? I don't know if I already told you. Hey, for Bean update, she's got ear infection. She didn't have a good night. But got her to the doctor. She's feeling hopefully better. Hopefully she got a good nap today. Thank you, Thomas. So, South Jersey. All right. For your viewing pleasure, for your rashed bait pleasure, and then there's the 9. A lot of weight. A lot of weight in that big one. What's that thing weigh? Out of curiosity. What does this thing weigh out of curiosity? Any guesses to what the 9-inch BGC weighs? This one's probably, let's see. Yeah, they're all that big. He's so consistent. I don't know how. 2.5 ounces. 5.7. So he just wanted them repainted. I would have just kept it rashed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he likes his paint clean. South Jersey, I was talking before you got on here, and I paint a lot of baits for this guy, and I painted one of the most beautifully rashed hinkle shads you've ever seen in your life. Insane beauty. Like, it looked like it was like a first run hinkle, and it had been fished every day since then. I've probably got a picture of it somewhere. But AJ, that's smart. Hey Tim, Joey, what's up, dude? All right, those are done. What next? Chad. Shad. My littlest took ear infections like a champ. Only way we would know if she'd start having a tear running out of the eye on the side of the ear infection is on. Jeremy, it was pretty awful last night. The bean was like very uncomfortable in bed, in her bed, and she kept waking up. And I went in there and got her, and I was holding her, and she was just very not like herself. Like she didn't want me to put her down. She was just real upset, and we brought her in the room, and she'd lay down and start squirming, and then she'd lay down a little more, and she'd be real still, and all this like you just hear her real quiet, and then all of a sudden she'd say, "Ow." I was like, "What's hurting on you?" And she wouldn't tell me, and then finally she said, "My ear." I was like, "Your ear hurts?" And she said, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, you got an ear infection." And then this morning, I asked her, I was like, "What was wrong? What hurt you last night?" She said, "My head and my ear." I was like, "Oh, you got to tell us this stuff." But I think at her age now, she doesn't know if she's gonna like if that's like a trick question. You know what I mean? She didn't know she's gonna get in trouble for it or not. So, uh, yeah, she wasn't so bad. She just was uncomfortable and didn't feel good. So, So hopefully she gets better. When did Andrew make his first Hinkle shed? They seem like a long time ago now, maybe 2009 or 10. I feel like it had to have been before then. I don't know. I'm not a Hinkle historian, but I feel like it would have been before then. Does anybody know when the first Hinkle shed was made? Gavin, welcome. It's done. Lilith had Play-Doh in her ear for 2 months and didn't even know it. That's pretty funny. Tim, I'd like to know the answer to that question. I would like to know. That would be interesting. You really can't sand on these. I've learned you can't sand on these chads too aggressively, or you open up every pinhole on the planet. Like if you take 320 to them and like cover them up, they'll it will unearth an ungodly amount of pinholes, and they've already got them in there. But like when you sand them, and you take that little skim coat of resin off, they don't look good. But luckily, I don't have many of these to do because I really don't enjoy painting them. Got 2, 3. And this one's already, it's already pinholey. So I don't have to worry about it. What's new in the bass fishing world? Anything I missed out on besides Pickwick sucking? Did y'all keep up with the redfish tournament? Are y'all dialed into redfish patterns? Saw a bunch of small ones from the first couple weigh-ins. You started swim baiting in 2010. Jeremy, are you active on Universe, Underground, any of those places, or do you just keep to yourself and throw what you want to throw? South Jersey, that'd have been really early. Mickey's been doing that shit forever. I'm sure Andrew was making Hinkle sheds a good while before I even knew the world existed. Jeremy, Or Tim, you know what? I saw a guy, Robbie Stanford. I saw him post on Facebook a clip from like 2010 college tournament of Tom throwing a El Raton, and I made the comment. I don't think people realize what a what an impact this made on the fishing world, because I think that tournament had a lot to do with guys starting to throw bigger baits after he exposed that rat bite. Um, I was in the first 1,000 members of Swimbait Underground. Oh, Universe. I was saying Underground's been around for a while. You know, Mickey started Swimbait Underground. According to one of his YouTube lives. Did anybody see that? A couple weeks ago. Dickie D, which part? Which part are you curious about? Yeah, Mickey Ellis. I'm pretty sure I heard him right. That would be correct. I've seen all the drama that you have. That you have. There's been tons, dude. There's been tons. There's so much old stuff that like people don't even know about. Like when Paul Piz was painting all the knockoff 316s. I think they made it to Tackle Warehouse or something, didn't they? Wasn't it like a Wake Junior or something that they were knocking off and selling? UFO Crankdown. Um, no, there's so many good stories out there. They run deep. They run deep. Straw Dick, Strawbridge. He was quite the character. What was he? Swimbait Nation. The guy sung the HPHKO was like, "This is going to be my last drop for a while." I was like, "Yeah, that's probably a smart move, bro." Um, that's why I keep my nose clean and stay in my little world. You just don't ever know, dude. You just don't ever know. Even like just giving away baits or like like trying to do like promotions through people. Like you never know what anybody's intentions are, and then you send somebody something and weird, weird world out there. The first legit big swim bait I ever seen was in 07-1. Steve Kennedy won Clear Lake on the HUD. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And they never give it away. I'm sure that's been done more than people like to admit. Where somebody makes a act of kindness for someone. Say, hey, dude, take this. Do something. You know, have a bait. Met Paul in Hopkins, Missouri, or Massachusetts a few years ago at the fishing lure show. Great guy. He sold out on day 1 of 3. Did he stay around the other 2 days? Dickie D, that's very you have a point. They're both molding a fish on the HPH look-alike. Rich, I don't think it's going to be a wake now. But like to me, let her help. To me, if I'm looking to get into the swim bait game and I want a shad and I mold a shad and I look at it and I paint it, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, well, this looks just like an HPH. So I'm probably going to get flamed over this. So I should probably do something different. Maybe I'll tell you one thing that would be really nice is leave all the fine details in the head and shave all the scales off of it. Then you have your paint showing through a little more and maybe give it a little different taper on the bottom. And then it maybe doesn't look like an HPH. It does, but not so much, right? You could maybe slide it under the radar a little easier than leaving it as is. The old Bass Pro Swimmer. I've got one over here somewhere. That one? Steve Kennedy made famous? The first time I threw that thing, I thought, Dickie D also says, but Randall never makes the damn things anyway. Good point. But I mean, is that still open season to get ripped off? Which I guess they didn't mold his bait. Had they molded his bait, it would be different. The dude just molded a fish that was the same kind of fish that he molded. So it's, I mean, I don't know. But if you're going to be anybody, your stuff needs to look like people need to be able to identify it. If it's so generic or if it looks like somebody else's, you're never going to go anywhere. You're just going to be the guy that ripped off so and so. Like that's always going to be what follows you. I don't know what these are. Gotta paint some of these. Looks like it's got some pretty nice epoxy brush strokes in it. Get these nice and sanded. But it's like that with anything, I feel like. Like as soon as you and look at the car world, like nothing makes a Chevy owner or a Ford owner or a Toyota owner like more mad is when one of those companies makes a truck that looks kind of like the other one. Mike, this is getting painted tomorrow. Uh, South Jersey, wasn't it? Did you hear that story that Steve Kennedy told about Takahiro? I think it was Takahiro that found him in a blowout sale, which I didn't know. I didn't know Bass Pro Shops had blowout sales, but he found them in like a bargain bin, and then he went around to all these other stores and collected them. I think he had like 300. It might have been Fred Rambanis. It was either Fred. It might have been Fred. One of those two. It was either Fred or Takahiro. But I think Fred and Takahiro split most of those, and then Steve got a handful. Going to the salt with the native gill. That should be interesting. That would be my luck. Is that the native gill turns out to be deadly saltwater bait. And then I got to paint all these weird saltwater colors for calicos, which is there's worse problems to have, but it would be kind of cool if the native gill was salt kryptonite. I guess we'll find out. This guy's eyeball isn't even in hardly. Good, I get to save that one. Sea bass, how goes it? Could be a walleye painter. Where'd that go? There it is. Save that one too. Maybe. I need to drill this out a little more. But yeah, if you watch that tournament, South Jersey, it looks like he converted his to a line through. But the first time I threw that thing, I looked at it and I was like, this thing is a total piece of junk. And it's because I wanted to reel it. You know what I mean? Like I threw it out there and I reeled it in and it like wobbled all over the place. Like I didn't realize that the whole key to that bait is like it does one thing. It creeps. And you got to stay on top of it because that thing will like if you get past that little magic speed, it's gonna roll over every time. And you really need like a 4-to-1 gear ratio reel to throw that thing. That's probably what Steve's throwing it on, some old green 200 Corrado that's like a 4-3-to-1. I got this big thing. Did eyeball come out too? Damn, I'm getting lucky today. All these eyeballs are coming out. Maybe this one will. Oh, this one's stuck. This one's going to have to get drilled, unfortunately. This one has to get drilled. We're painting over this bluegillish type paint job. I don't know who the builder of this bait is. But South Jersey, I've pretty much got a drill press in there that's just set up specifically for drilling out shad eyes and any of those eyeballs that are big. What else do I have to sand? I got some hard baits. What time is it? 4 o'clock. I've still got the original XPS laser eye swim bait still in the unopened pack here at the house. Tim, did you ever throw them? You like this tail? They did a nice job. It's nice and clean. It's only bad this damn screw. I mean, this damn top of this pin on this thing will gouge you. All right. This thing should be ready for a bath and to hold some paint, hopefully. I've got some babes, it's all right, but the mag really has taken over for harness style swim baits. Yeah. What happened to the babe people? That seems like it should have been a pretty decent business. You think they just got burnt out on it? Which I think burnout in the fishing world is a real thing. I know on my Chad, the back hook stays in the tail to the point I don't even try and fix it. Yeah, it's kind of a bad spot. I guess if they move it forward, it goes in the joint. But it looks like you could creep it forward maybe a little bit. What if you turn this sideways? Would that help or hurt it? Maybe that would give it more trouble. Too much work. Yeah, I've never dabbled in the plastic pouring world. South Jersey, you could turn it sideways. I mean, like you said, rather than it being angled that way, angle it that way. There might not be enough room though. So I'm guessing it's angled this way because it needs that amount of room to go up and into the bait. And if you angled it this way, it would pop out the top. Unless you wanted to go with a shorter screw. But I don't know. I don't know the answer to the Shad riddles. All right, what's next? These things. Let's see what Mr. Howard sent me. I will say, Mr. Howard wins for the best smelling box, the best smelling package. It smells like you sprayed cologne in here. It smells very nice. Intoxicating aroma. So he purchased his own blanks. There's a wigglewort. Here looks like a Berkeley Frenzy. Some more wiggleworts. Some of these little micro things. I don't know what they are. I hope he said he wanted some crawl patterns. I hope he doesn't want a crawfish on this little thing because I don't have a crawl stencil that'll fit on bluegill crankbaits. We shall see. This plastic smells good. It smells just like petroleum. This does not smell like good quality plastic. Stinky. 2 of these. I really would love to talk to somebody in the Dickie D, pretty much. Some do. Which, yeah, some people have no idea. They say, hey, I'm going to send you some baits. And here in the last few years, I've started asking specifically when somebody says, hey, can I send you some baits to paint? Sure can. Let me see them. What are they? And that has saved me lots of headaches from getting baits. Like I said, somebody might say, "Oh, I'm gonna get my baits painted like crawls," and then they send you this little thing. I mean, I think, hey, this guy's a bait painter. He should be able to paint my baits, whatever they are. Not exactly the case. I can paint them, but like I said, I don't have any microscopic bluegill cross stencils to put on a bait. I guess I could cut one, but like going to a tattoo parlor and saying, just put something funny on there. Well, pretty much. I painted some crawl patterns on peewee warts. AJ, that's because you're living in the future and you can print out your own sized crawl stencils. I'm still like a damn caveman and cut them out with an X-Acto knife, bro. I don't have the luxury over here to scale my stencils. Send me a picture of those, AJ. I'd like to see your crawl scaled down to a peewee wart size. Jeremy, you are correct. I've learned. That's one thing I have learned in my old age is how to say no. In fact, I've gotten maybe too good at it. Before I wouldn't let anything slide. Now I'm getting to the point where I'll probably look too much. Yeah, these things keep popping up out of nowhere. I can't put into words how much I hate sanding. JP, what's up? For the old highball estimate. Sure, I'll do it for $100. For one crankbait, yeah. Uh-oh. Here's a prime example. You see this bait right here? You see this white area? That's not good. So I'm going to leave this one, and that is going to fail. And it has a crack, like if you move it, the glue right here is coming apart. See that? Not good. So I will send that bait back to the guy. I mean, it would probably last, but oh, that's a waste. It's going to take on water. So we'll set that one to the side. Yeah, that one got something happened to that one. So I will call Mr. Man and tell him one of your blanks is no good. I was tying on a DT a week or two ago, and the whole bill came out of it. That's not good either. Mibro Adapt Swimmer. It's new from iCast this year, and it's a very well thought out bait with some interesting designs to the bait. I'll be showing one on live this week. Ooh, you already have one in possession? Damn. This plastic, when I sand it, is burning my nose. It's so shitty. Darius, what's up? Yeah, the bills did used to fall out of DT's bad. Mine used to always sink. I don't know how. Uh, Doug Hayes smashing them on Foul River. Have any big ones? You catch them on a Voodoo, DOA? Tell us the pattern, Doug. Bass or Specs? Yeah, I didn't realize it until like I'd been fishing the bait a while, but I had a like my favorite DT6. Um, I was throwing it, and I don't remember what I was doing, but maybe I was trolling going somewhere else, and I just like let my bait drag beside the boat, and then I like gave it some slack, and it started sinking. I was like, wait a damn minute. It's like I've been throwing this bait for like years. I wonder how long it's been a sinking version. Been messing around with the DRT VTS swim baits some this year. The 7-inch is awesome, but I've been having quite a time getting the 5-inch to swim like the 7. Later, Dickie. I found out the BX brats will sink if you crack them. Later, Rich. Everybody's bailing. It's dinner time. What was it, 4 o'clock? 5 o'clock on the East Coast, 5:30. Darius, that's not a terrible problem to have. I've heard of worse problems. Catching stripers. Dude, this plastic stinks so bad. Swim jig bite is on fire. Couple over 3. Is there grass in Fall River? Got one on the buffalo, and it didn't scratch it. That's good. The stripers have a bad habit of that. Lots of grass. How about that? Like bank grass or like milfoil? Like good stuff. I've been wanting to go to the damn Travis, dude. This, like, all, 99% of these baits blanks are from China, but these you can tell are from like a dumpster. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of nice manufacturing facilities that make these things, but this is one that was this was probably a manufacturing facility in a dam in the sewers where they're using God knows what chemicals to make this shit. They're bad. Travis, you're probably right. Or Amazon. The real shitty ones float around on Amazon. Tim, maybe he was using like 2-pound test. Grass. Ooh, that's even more fun. You must have went this afternoon when the tide came back in. I guess the wind let the water come back in a little bit. I was thinking it was going to be low all day with the way the wind was blowing. Got there at 12. Yeah, it had been coming in for a little while. All right. I will have to cut a stencil. Gentleman wants his baits to look like this. My dad's actually Doug. My dad's on the. He went fishing on the causeway with my uncle today. I'll be interested to see what they catch. But they're trout fishing. All right, these. I'll go give these a bath. Water test those. Is that 1, 2, 3? I'll do these later. I'll do Dennis the Menace's baits later. Jeremy, I couldn't tell you the last time I painted the color clown on a bait. So to answer your question, no, I do not. All right, dudes. I'll get off of here and go get the eyeballs off of these baits and wash them and dry them and get them ready to paint tomorrow. So Or if you'd like to stick around, I can go show you what I painted yesterday. Um, uh, Let me hang on. I need to go get them anyway. Be right back. Running out of room. All right, be right back. I think I gotta be home at 5. Um, One. Matte finish. Those look pretty good. You ain't wrong, Kyle. Doug. Um, I have something that might interest you. Not this, but I'll just show it off. I'll show it off anyway. A little bluegill I did. Can't really see much. As usual. Rusty crawl. Crusty rusty. Doug, show Doug a bait. I see shad, not bluegill. You want to imitate a crab, bro? Dip the little pinchers in red. Shit. Get your damn arm broke. Get your damn arm broke. All right, let me go. Let me give these baits a wash later. Insta. Get rid of that. Yeah, the bellows stink. It's a little underground bait being made over there and by a dude on the Sabine. He designed it and had it made. I was curious if this was going to kick, and it kicks. It actually kicks so fast, it looks like it's barely moving. So, there, Kyle. If you're in the market, I might know a place to get some. Or if you want to eat, if you want to fish around, what is this shit? If you want to fish around some shrimp eaters, keep these to myself. All right, you'll be good. I think that color is called marsh crab. Maybe marsh something. This one had an air pocket in it, but it's all right. You ain't wrong, Kyle. You ain't wrong. AJ, I'll be there end of the month, right after Thanksgiving. You coming down? All right, YouTubers. Good talking to y'all. We'll see y'all next time. If y'all care to stay in the chat, I can not even end it, and y'all can just talk to each other. Y'all be good. See you.